And we welcome you to Dodgers Daily for Monday, August 29th. I'm Casey Porter of Dodger Poke Report. I'm so glad that you've decided to tune in. There was some amazing action last night down on the farm. It was bombs away for Oklahoma City and Rancho Cucamonga. Tulsa continues to struggle. Great Lakes scored early and then held on late. So, like I said, there's a lot of great action. Let's not waste any more time and let's take a trip down on the farm. James Outman was at it again. He hit home run number 24 on the year, and it came off the bat 106.6 and traveled 449. Very happy feet, as you see on your screen. Outman is 8 for his last 11 and 11 for his last 19 with 2 home runs, 3 triples, 5 doubles, and 5 runs scored, 14 RBIs, and 28 total bases. Good grief. What a week James Outman has had, especially what a weekend. John Duplantier had a good start for Oklahoma City, going 4 innings and giving up just 1 run and striking out 4. Duplantier, the big Katy, Texas native and Rice alum, was 92-94 on the 4-seam, 80 on his knuckle curve. Yes, I said knuckle curve. 81 on the slider and 86 on the changeup. That's a pretty good mix for the big Katy, Texas native John Duplantier. When Edwin Rios gets a hold of one, it stays hit. He had home run number 4 that you're seeing on your screen. Since joining Oklahoma City, it came off the bat at 107.4. It traveled 407 very happy feet, and Rios is hitting .283 with an OPS of 778 so far in his stint with AAA Oklahoma City. Left-handed outfielder out of the LA area, Jason Martin, hit home run number 28, which is the most of any minor leaguer in the Dodgers system and only second in the entire Dodgers organization, only behind Mookie Betts, who has 31. It came off the bat 102.2. It traveled 421 very happy feet, and Martin is hitting .287 with an OPS of 946 on the year. So this young man is having a wonderful year in AAA Oklahoma City. Jacob Amaya hit home run number 13 of the year, and it was hit 106.5. It traveled 417 very happy feet into the Budweiser deck. That just goes to show just how strong Jacob Amaya is, hitting it 106.5, 417. That's a pretty good poke for Jacob Amaya, and how much power he has as a gap-to-gap hitter, as he described in the interview when I had a chance to talk to him. Miguel Vargas, what can you say about him? He hit home run number 17 last night. It was hit 106.8, traveled 419 very happy feet. Vargas has home runs in 2 games in a row, and is hitting .301 on the year with an OPS of 901. He has simply an elite hit tool. Devin Mann, the young man out of Indiana and Louisville University, he was a Cardinal. He hit his first home run in AAA, and you are seeing it on your screen, and his 11th overall on the year. It was hit 90.5. It traveled 337 very happy feet. Man has a world of power, especially on the outer half of the plate where he can get his arms extended. That one's up and in. He can cover that pitch too. You know, he hit 2 home runs. He had 2 home run games. I should say he had 2 home runs in a game 3 times in a row in consecutive games last year. I hope I said that where you could actually understand that. He had 2 home run games in 3 games in a row consecutively towards the end of last year. So he has a lot of power to tap into and is having a great year, hitting .261 with an OPS of 832. Right-hander Marshall Kozlowski threw another scoreless outing for Oklahoma City, and he's having a really good year. Kozlowski's last outing, when he gave up 5 runs, last outing wasn't so great, but that certainly was an outlier because he had not given up more than 1 run in an outing since April 21st. He has, as a matter of fact, 27 scoreless performances in his 35 outings this year. So Marshall Kozlowski is having a really good year for Oklahoma City. Hanson Robles' ERA numbers don't look all that great, but his velocity is ticking up. He threw a scoreless inning last night for Oklahoma City. He threw 8 4-seams that were 96-98. 7 sliders that were 86-89. So like I said, his velo is ticking up. Dodgers fans should be very excited about that. Lehigh alum, originally out of Pennsylvania, Mark Washington threw a scoreless inning for Oklahoma City, which is his 24th scoreless outing this year out of 33. He threw 14 4-seam fastballs that were 92-94, 3 cutters at 87, and 2 sliders at 85. Just notice if you go to, you can watch it here if you go to my Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, the 3 really dirty changeups that he threw last night. Very good pitch with a lot of tumble. and fade. I am very high on Mark Washington. The Double-A Tulsa Drillers have simply been struggling. They gave up 4 runs in the bottom of the second inning and just simply could not recover yesterday and dropped a 7-2 decision to the Arkansas Travelers, the Double-A affiliates of the Mariners. In fact, Tulsa has lost 3 games in a row, 8 out of their last 9 and 10 out of their last 12. So just one of those stretches during a season where the Drillers are struggling a touch. They've had a lot of movement on the roster. They have already qualified for the postseason playoffs, so I think the Drillers will probably pick it up here as we move forward. But it was a heck of a performance. It was a heck of a week for the Lockhart family. You're looking at Lyle Lockhart Jr. His younger brother, Kyle, committed to play for OU this week, and he, Lockhart Jr., turned in a really good performance for Tulsa, going 4 innings, giving up just 1 run on 2 hits. So Lyle Lockhart Jr., he also had 2 strikeouts and 17 Ks this month in 16 innings. Ryan Ward drove in the first run for Tulsa with his 14th double of the year and 70th RBI. Ward pairs that with 27 home runs, an average of 258, and an OPS of 819. Ryan Ward, the young man out of Massachusetts, and the Bryant Bulldog program is just a great offensive player. You know, he is the only Bryant Bulldog to hit over 400 for an entire season. He did that his sophomore year. Then he backed that up his next year as a Bulldog as a junior and hit 385. So much like Miguel Vargas and a lot of these young Dodgers hitters, he simply has an elite hit tool. Ryan Ward. Justin Yurchak has been one of the hottest hitters in all the game of baseball since basically the beginning of July. He hit his 19th double of the season yesterday, which is the most amount of doubles in any one given season for Justin Yurchak so far in his career. His average is all the way up to 280 on the year, and he is 50 for 142. I said he's been hot since the beginning of July. He is 50 for 142. That equates to a 352 average. And during that time, he has 12 doubles, 4 home runs, and 22 RBIs for the Binghamton alum Justin Yurchak. Great Lakes scored 2 in the first and 1 in each the second and third innings, and that was all they needed to take down the Fort Wayne Tin Caps, the high A affiliates of the Padres, 4-3 Sunday afternoon at Dow Diamond in front of 3,342 very entertained fans. You are looking at left-hander Roman Kopp out of California. He made his high A debut. So you're seeing the high A debut for Ronan Kopp on your screen. He gave up a run in 1.1 innings, but he struck out 2 of the 4 outs he recorded, and he hit 96 with the fastball and 84 with the changeup. Kopp is a 20-year-old. That was a 2021 draft pick out of South Mountain Community College. I am very high on this young man. Of course, the comparisons to Madison Bumgarner are out there because he looks like him, his size and his delivery and everything like that, and his fastball is big. Yorbit Vivas hit his 10th home run of the year, and it came off the bat 101. It was hit 405. Very happy feet. Vivas is hitting 297 this month with an OPS of 845. Ismael Alcantara hit home run number 8, and it was hit 106. It traveled 414 very happy feet. Alcantara has been smoking hot, as today is his 3rd multi-hit game in his last 5, and he is 7 for his last 13 with 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, a triple, and 5 runs scored during that span. Right-hander out of Stetson, Robbie Pito has been like a rock for the Great Lakes Loons, and he was very good out of the bullpen yesterday. He went 4 innings. He gave up just 1 run, and like he always does, he missed a bunch of barrels. And Pito, like I said, has been rock solid, very consistent all year for the Loons. Great work again from left-hander out of Syracuse, Jeff Belge for the Loons. Belge struck out 2 of the 3 outs he recorded and has 16 strikeouts in his last 18 outs that he has gotten. He has 19 strikeouts this month to just 2 walks and has not given up a run in his last 5 outings. Wow. Braden Fisher, who I just interviewed over the weekend and is my next focus of my main feature, which I will release tomorrow morning, was on point for the Loons, going 1.2 innings. He gave up no runs and just 1 hit. Braden Fisher is great at the back end of games because he is his best at his biggest moments. Rancho had several huge offensive performances and exploded for 13 runs to beat the Visalia Rawhide 13-4 in the finale of this last week's 6-game series. Visalia did not have their center field camera working, as you can see on your screen, so I didn't rip any video highlights of the Quakes pitching, but there were a lot of highlights nonetheless. Darlin Pinales made his first single-A debut, and it was a good one. He went 3 scoreless innings and struck out 3 for Pinales. I'm looking forward to seeing his next start. Hopefully there will be a center field camera when he makes his next start. Joel Ibarra threw 2 scoreless innings as well and had a couple strikeouts, and Carlos De Los Santos finished the 9th inning by blanking the rawhide in his 1 inning while recording 2 strikeouts. What you're looking at here is Dalton rushing. He had 5 more hits last night. He went 5 for 6. He had 3 RBIs, and he is hitting .485 so far this month in August. And his slugging percentage, not his OPS, his slugging percentage is .882. Again, that's just his slugging percentage. His OPS for August is .1468. Wow, Dalton rushing. I think he probably needs a promotion. He is way overqualified for single-A to this point. Luis Rodriguez had a big game for the Quakes, going 3 for 6 with an RBI and hitting his 19th double. Visalia will be glad to see him leave town because during this past week, he is 11 for 28, or he went 11 for 28. That's .392 in this last series. He had 4 doubles, 8 RBIs, 6 runs scored, and 15 total bases for Luis Rodriguez. 2022 draft pick Nick Biddison had 3 hits for the Quakes, including his 4th double, and he also had 2 RBIs. Biddison is hitting .272 so far with Rancho with an OPS of .812 and is 7 for his last 14 with 2 doubles, 3 RBIs, 4 runs scored, and 7 total bases during that stretch. Griffin Lockwood Powell hit his 6th home run last night and went 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs and 5 total bases. Lockwood Powell has 3 multi-hit games in a row and is 6 for his last 13 with a home run, 4 RBIs, 3 runs scored, and 9 total bases. I'm glad that you've tuned in for another edition of Dodgers Daily for Monday, August 29th, and I hope that you tune in tomorrow. I also hope that you visit DodgerPokeReport.com or visit Dodger Poke on all the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok. I also hope that you become a subscriber to Dodgers Daily, our podcast. Hey, if you like this video, like it, give it a comment, let me know what you think so I can keep providing you content like this in the future. As always, thanks for tuning in, and go Dodgers!